You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News 25. I'm Unat Gentry. Thanks for joining us on Ace Country Radio. And we're also streaming at KPVM.TV. We're also on your Roku devices. It is Tuesday, June 10th. In our top story, Governor Joe Lombardo continues to go through the legislation brought to his desk, and this week he vetoed another bill, this one written by Attorney General for the state of Nevada, Aaron Ford, and it's to help combat price fixing. Let's take a look.
Nevada Attorney General Aaron Ford is taking an aim at Governor Joe Lombardo following the governor's veto of Assembly Bill 44. This is legislation designed to crack down on price fixing for essential goods and services. Governor Lombardo vetoed this measure, arguing that it would disrupt free market principles and ignore the complexities of supply chains and market forces. Attorney General Ford responded with a public statement and a news conference on Monday, arguing the governor of prioritizing corporate interests over Nevadans.
Groceries cost more, fuel prices have climbed, and rent increases are stretching household budgets. It's particularly troubling that some large companies and corporations have been actually caught secretly colluding to drive up prices for their own profit. This illegal practice, known as price fixing, harms Nevada families who depend upon affordable prices for food, for medicines, and for shelter. In short, my price-fixing bill was a justice-centered bill. It was about ensuring fairness, defending the public, and holding wrongdoers accountable. At a time when Nevada is facing one of the worst housing crises in the nation, Governor Lombardo said no to protecting working families from being ripped off by large corporations.
Despite the veto, Ford has indicated that his office will continue to pursue enforcement actions against price fixing using existing state laws.
And Doge Nevada addresses Perump for the first time. Our News 25 Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers covered the event and now joins us with details.
Established just about 3 months ago, Doge Nevada made its mark in Perump last night as the Pahrump Valley Republican Women's Club proudly hosted the watchdog and think tank. KPVM Television had the opportunity to speak with Brandon Davis, who serves as the president of Doge Nevada, along with Pahrump Valley Republican Women's Club's first vice president, Jane B. Davis. Let's hear what the two had to say about the non-governmental entity's role on both the local and state level.
Brandon, this is a huge initiative here in Southern Nevada and for the Silver State. What was your motivation behind this?
Yeah, I think that there's a conversation on the national side about fiscal responsibility and government spending, and didn't see a lot happening here in the state of Nevada, and so I said I'm going to create it.
You launched this project in March. Tell us a little bit about its infancy stage and where you're at now.
Yeah, once we got our team built, we started to build the infrastructure, pulling in millions of data points of government spending across the state in Washoe County, City of Las Vegas, local municipalities, running it through specific scripts, AI to find what's happening, where that money's going, what it's being spent on, and then digging in using records requests to find out, again, what that money's being spent on and making sure that we're holding our tax dollars accountable. We're a non-government entity who is working to protect taxpayer dollars, and we're the only entity in the entire state that's doing that, spending full time digging into state spending, seeing where the money's going, and making sure that we're holding our government transparent and accountable. You can find more information at dogenv.com. We've got folks on our team that are in Carson City, that are in Reno, that are in Clark County, so our team is spread out across the state, and the work we're doing is statewide as well.
What was your motivation behind your logo?
Yeah, it pulls in a little bit from the Nevada flag, right? Obviously all for our country, but we wanted to make sure that we were aligned with kind of the national Doge and what they had going on, and so that's where the inspiration for it came from.
Doge Nevada had its first event here in Perump. Tell us about tonight.
Oh, it's wonderful. We had a nice turnout. We were concerned that we wouldn't, but because the organization, the Pahrump Valley Republican Women, had opened it up to the town, we thought it was very important that it be part of the town. So we had a lot of people that came, and I was very, very pleased.
What's your takeaway from tonight?
Tonight, it's something that's very important. It's something that we need, and we need to have our government, our Nevada government, exposed through waste, fraud, and abuse.
And if one wants to get involved in the Pahrump Valley Republican Women's Club, how do we?
We have, you just go online and you have Pahrump Valley Republican Women, and we have a webpage.com, and they can contact us through that. And they can also contact us through the Nye County Republican Party. Doge Nevada sounds like it's going to be very beneficial to us, because if they become successful, then that will also have an effect on everyone here in the town and in the state. So it would be important for them to do their homework.
I had such a wonderful time working from both Perump and Las Vegas on this story. Thank you so much for having me. Now shooting it back to our studios. I'm Maria Centers for News 25.
Up next to the plate is Mikey Ruhan with all the sports coverage we need in our sports report.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. The boys are back in town. Las Vegas Aviators will take on the AAA affiliates of the Los Angeles Angels for a 6-game series starting this evening. The Athletics have scheduled a groundbreaking ceremony to celebrate starting construction of a new Las Vegas baseball stadium. The ceremonial event, planned for Monday, June 23rd, will mark a milestone for the stadium, which team executives say will be ready in time for the 2028 Major League Baseball season. The Oakland A's lost to the Los Angeles Angels on Monday, 7-4, but check out this amazing catch by center fielder Denzel Clark.
This one to center field. Denzel Clark on the move back after he stepped towards home plate and makes another catch!
Oh my God!
Back-to-back weeks where he wins the electric play of the week, and he's already on the leaderboard for this week!
You go ahead and book it. I've heard the list. I've seen the list of the greatest catches you're ever going to see in your life. If you don't have room for this one on your list, we're watching two different sports. I mean, Denzel Clark climbs the ladder and then hangs out. You want to talk about playing above the rim, folks. This ball is out of the ballpark by 5-6 feet, and Denzel says, nay, nay, give me that back.
The Edmonton Oilers lost it against the Florida Panthers in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final on Monday. They lost their composure. The game 6-1, then the plot to fall behind 2-1, and the best-of-7 series. Game 4 is Thursday evening at 5 in Florida. The Las Vegas Aces welcome the Los Angeles Spark on Wednesday evening. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Looks like you're going for a triple-double there, Mikey. News 25 will be right back.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, the next few stories in our newscast have a recurring theme, the heat. Well, the 4th of July is fast approaching as these temperatures continue to rise, so it's important to practice fire safety. Here are a few tips from Fire Chief Scott Lewis.
With 4th of July fast approaching and temperatures continuing to soar, local officials are urging the community to celebrate responsibly to avoid fires and injuries. News 25 spoke with Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Lewis, who shared important safety tips to ensure a safe and enjoyable Independence Day.
Well, first of all, our temperatures have risen, obviously. We've had periods where they go back to near norms, but in general terms, we're getting those higher temperatures now. We're getting the drying effects. We're not getting the precipitation. We haven't met the monsoonal season yet and the benefits from monsoonal weather. So what we're experiencing is the growth of fine fuels is now drying out, and as a result, it's becoming near gasoline type product. So the introduction of open flame or that of fireworks is creating a big problem for us. And we are experiencing fireworks-related fires, brush fires almost on a daily basis. They can quickly lead to a catastrophic event given where they are located, what the material is stored around, and how quickly those fires can spread. One of the things with this time of season, too, is usually we're driven by wind. So those wind-driven fires, as we call it on those structures, greatly diminish our abilities to control that in an early fashion. So fireworks, if you purchase fireworks at any of our shooter stores, take them to the shooter site, utilizing the permit, use them in a safe fashion. Make sure that you have people who are qualified and understand the dangers inherent with the use of fireworks, and make sure it's all 1.4 product, which means it's retail grade. Purchase at one of our local stores. Don't engage on any 1.3. That needs a commercial pyrotechnician's license to fire, which are only at the professional shows, and they're also Board of County Commissioner approved. So we want to be very, very safe. Do not include alcohol or any type of substances when we're utilizing fireworks. Do not allow kids, do not allow a large number of people to surround it as you're igniting it. They're all inherent and prescribed dangers, and it's just the ingredients for something really bad to happen. And almost every year, someone sustains a serious or critical injury to an extremity as a result of use of fireworks, and we don't want to see that happen anymore. We're just tired of running into the same type of incidents. The structure fires, the fast-moving grounds cover fires that threaten neighborhoods. They're all the results of improper use of fireworks, and our weather is just a perfect promotion of those type of events to occur.
Here are a few key safety reminders. Use only legal fireworks and never ignite them near dry brush or a structure. Keep a hose or bucket of water nearby when using fireworks. Never leave children or pets unattended around fireworks. And always to remember to stay hydrated and be aware of signs of heat exhaustion.
In today's health news, nothing beats cooling off in the pool on a hot summer day. But that refreshing water, whether it's chlorinated or saline, can dry out our skin and hair. So what can you do to prevent that?
Today's health report is brought to you by Desert View Hospital. When you or a loved one needs medical attention, Desert View Hospital is ready to help. We've been providing friendly and compassionate care to our neighbors since 2006, including emergency services available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Visit desertviewhospital.com to learn more. With limited exceptions, physicians are not employees or agents of this hospital.
When it comes to the pool, it's one of those things where an ounce of prevention is worth a ton of cure. You really want to protect your skin and your hair before you get in the water. So how do you do that? Well, one, get yourself wet. So it sounds counterintuitive, but jump in the shower, get yourself wet, your hair and your skin, so it's already absorbed that moisture and isn't looking to absorb the chemical water when you get into the pool.
Dr. Jennifer Lucas is a dermatologist at Cleveland Clinic. She says many of the chemicals used in pools to help keep the water clean affect not only our hair and skin, but also our eyes and nails as well. In some cases, it can even turn blonde hair green. Dr. Lucas says if you want to protect your hair, you should wear a swimming cap or put on a hair mask or leave-in conditioner. When you get out of the shower, she recommends rinsing off in the shower using a gentle soap for your skin and rich conditioner for your hair. You should also apply a moisturizer to help rehydrate your skin, and most importantly, do not forget to wear sunscreen.
As a dermatologist, it's particularly important for you to wear your sunscreen. So putting that sunscreen on, getting that layer of coverage from the sun, that's also equally important, but also putting that barrier on your skin before you get into the water is important.
Stick around. Up next, we're discussing what all this heat could do to your wallet. News 25 will be right back.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back. Well, as you know, it is hot out there, but that means our air conditioners are starting to work overtime. Valley Electric Association is sharing the lowdown on how this hot weather can turn up the demand for electricity and how that might affect you and your wallet.
This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Valley Electric and its family of companies focused on serving our members. We're better together.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, so essential that we rarely think about how it's produced and delivered to our homes. But behind the scenes, there's a network of people working to anticipate how much electricity you will need before you even use it. So how do you typically receive the exact amount of electricity you need? We're all connected to the electric grid. Electricity is delivered to our homes and businesses through a complex network of electric generation sources and thousands of miles of electrical lines that work together to power our lives. Electricity is first generated at a power plant using either traditional sources like coal, natural gas, and nuclear energy, or renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and hydropower. In most parts of the country, the amount of electricity that's generated and how much is sent where it's needed are coordinated and monitored by regional transmission organizations and independent system operators. In other areas, individual electric utilities perform these tasks. RTOs, ISOs, and electric utilities are like energy traffic managers that forecast when you, your neighbors, and our community will need more power and take steps to ensure there's enough to meet your needs. This whole process is managed through an electricity market, including long-term contracts where electricity is bought and sold like other common goods and services. Electricity demand varies throughout the day. For example, utilities know that we need more electricity in the mornings when we're starting our day and in the evenings when we're cooking dinner, running appliances, and watching TV. The supply and demand of electricity constantly changes, so the challenge is to plan for and purchase enough electricity to be available when we need it. It's a complex job. That's why we have energy traffic managers in place to direct the electricity we need and keep the electric grid balanced.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Perump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Let's take a look outside through our Lerner and Rowe weather cam at this beautiful June day. We do have a few scattered clouds out there, but it is not disrupting that weather temperature increasing. We'll take a closer look at those numbers in the forecast after this break.
Weather is sponsored by the Nevada Dairy Farmers and the Dairy Council of Nevada, sharing the love of all things dairy. Celebrate the best moments with milk. Milk the moment. And the weather is also brought to you by the Ponderosa Dairy, Nevada's largest dairy, fresh from our farm to your table.
Good evening, Nevada. My name is Rory Rossell, coming to you from the Channel 25 Weather Studios. And taking a look at Nevada right now, up in northern Nevada, Fernley is seeing 96 degrees, Fallon is seeing 99, Carson City is at 90 degrees, Tonopah is at 91, Goldfield's at 94, Beatty is at 103, Amargosa is at 109, Las Vegas is at 107, and Death Valley is at 112. 120. Today, 120 degrees. But here in the beautiful paradise of Perump, it's currently 105. The high today was 106 with sunny skies. The wind was blowing southwest at 11 miles per hour, humidity 10%. And the sun rose this morning at 5:25 and is setting tonight at 8:01 p.m. Mikey still got the 8 o'clock last night, but the humidity tonight is going to be 15%. The wind is blowing southeast at 13 miles per hour tonight, and the low is going to be 79 degrees. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. We are seeing all triple digits for the next 7 days. Tomorrow on Wednesday, it'll be 105, 102 on Thursday and Friday, 103 on Saturday, 104 on Sunday, 102 on Monday, and then back down to 101 next Tuesday. But it's still going to be all triple digits, and it's going to be hot. Make sure to stay hydrated and wear that sunscreen so you don't get sunburnt. Back to the desk. Here's Unette.
Thanks so much, Rory. And as we close tonight, we want to give our condolences and love to the fans, friends, and family of Sly Stone, leader of the funk rock band Sly and the Family Stone. That group was formed back in 1966, and it was the first American rock band to be integrated because they were formed of everyday people. And that was the name of one of the main hits of Sly and the Family Stone, including songs like Stand, Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself, and Hot Fun in the Summertime. For those of us who are fans, we say thank you for letting us be ourselves. Sly Stone died at the age of 82, surrounded by love of his family, and we, his fans, again say thank you. Well, that does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the air next newscast. Good night.